Good morning. What is up? All you stylists from the back room. Yeah, we live now, buddy. You gotta stop putzing around with that thing.
Huh? Oh, dude, I am thoroughly
reading that thing.
enthralled. Look, this is the new HTB Beauty July-August newsletter. This thing is, dude, this is fire. There's so much stuff in this. This way. There we go. This thing is cool, man. Whoever did this knows it's awesome. That's way cool. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I almost passed out. So I figured I better start reading something, waiting for you with whatever's going on with the internet today. So we have a free a day. We have 1 hour and we got a whole bunch of stuff to cover. And I have a quiz for you. But first and foremost, October 7th, we have the Xenogen Definitive Hair Loss Forum going on. It's at the Doubletree in Downers Grove, Illinois. We have Jared, the creator of Xenogen, and Chad, who's one of my favorite humans. Their educational director. They're going to be doing it. It is from 9:30 to 4 in the afternoon, 9:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. There's lunch included. There's going to be huge intro promos for the product. And there's
credit hours as well for attending.
Yep, I was going to say 6 CEU hours for attending, and you get lunch, which, being a little guy like I am, I'm never really concerned about lunch, but look into it. HTBbeauty.com. Call into the office. There should be a mailer coming out for those of you that are on our mailing list, or just contact HTB Beauty, because this is something that you don't want to miss, especially with all of us behind the chair, the clients that we're actually dealing with, who are dealing with hair loss from a myriad of sources. And once again, we're not doctors, but we can definitely help people. And to add on that, Big Shoots, he's typing.
You said you could call the office. I'm putting in the office phone number.
Oh, yeah. Or I could just give the phone number.
You could do that too.
847-741-5000. Once again, 847-741-5000. So, we got to get right into it because, like I said, we're busy, and we have quiz number 4. Is your thinking cap on?
Maybe.
Do you have your buzzer ready?
We'll see what kind of questions, how you're going to ask them this week again. Are you going to ask them the right way or the wrong way?
Wow. I didn't know there was a right or wrong answer to it. Right or wrong way of asking a question.
I don't know.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah.
You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to us today. Guys, if you're watching, tell Eddie to pay attention and quit doing whatever. He's playing a video game. I know he is.
A video game. That would be challenging.
Yeah, like you haven't done that before. I've been on Zoom meetings with you playing video games.
Never.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Never.
Of course,
I am the terror on a Zoom call, because I am the one that is chopping everybody, keeping them focused on task.
All right. So here we go. In 1964, the Beatles came to the United States. Their hairstyle became all the rage. Now, it was called an inverted bowl cut, but what was the real name of this haircut? What did they call the Beatles? What haircut did they popularize?
Was it Mo from the Stooges?
Mo from the Stooges. Do you want your choices?
It was the Three Stooges.
No, I'm talking
It was
about the
it was the
Beatles.
mow.
The Beatles. It wasn't the Mo.
The
Close.
mop? You're talking about the mop cut that they had?
Very
The
close.
bowl mop cut that they
You're
had?
very close. It was called the Mop Top.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it was called
Okay.
the Mop Top. The Mo.
I'm just making sure I understand what you're asking me.
That's what our moms gave us when we were like little. They put the bowl on top of our head and just.
What's the difference, dude? Okay, you coming up with 1964.
1964, when the Beatles coming to the U.S. was a worldwide phenomenon. But we'll get into this. Isn't music talk, so we'll go. Okay, here's your next question.
I like the Beatles. I know who the Beatles are. That's why I wanted to make sure that's what you was asking. No, because you come up with these weird angled questions, man.
Okay. Here's a straightforward one. Okay. Which all nutrient treatment contains proteins and keratin amino acids to refortify stressed hair and restore the hair's elasticity and creates the optimum pH for ultimate tensile strength? Here's your choices.
All nutrient.
I'm talking about all nutrient.
Not all of yes.
No.
The option A, yes. No. Option B, all nutrient. Option C, all of it. Option D was option A, yes.
No, you're wrong across the board. Number one, Clarifix treatment. Daily Fix, Microfusion, or Protein Complex.
What's number two?
That's Daily Fix.
No, you said that was part of number one.
A, Clarifix. B, Daily Fix. C, Microfusion. D, Protein Complex. I'll give you a hint. You ate this product at one point in time.
I've eaten all of them. That doesn't help. I've eaten all of them. No, okay. So based off of those choices, it's the microfusion.
Correct. Microfusion, which is my favorite treatment at the back bar. I love it. You're correct. Microfusion. Now here's a history.
I think microfusion tastes the best out of all four of those. I still don't recommend it because they all don't taste good. But out of those four specific ones, yeah, I think microfusion tastes the best.
The time you ate that on stage and you were actually quiet for 10 minutes, it was
no, that was the hair color. That wasn't the microfusion.
No, it was the smoothing system that you ate.
I've eaten that one too. No, you're confusing. The smoothing system was we were at
Rolling
we were at the hair show in Rosemont. Well, we were at Midwest. That was still the Midwest show back then. You're talking about the hair color on stage when we were at the in Rolling Meadows.
Okay. Well, either way, it was 10 minutes of you being.
I eat too much product. I gotta stop. The moral of this moment is that I gotta stop eating product on stage.
You gotta stop putting a lot of things in your mouth. Okay. You're like a toddler. The other day, I had to hold you, and Carmelina took it out of your mouth. Yeah, whatever was in your mouth.
I can't smell, so I have to taste. I don't know what to tell you.
That is such a loaded comment. We're walking right away from it. Okay, so here's your choices, but I'm going to give you the question first. What year were the first hair cutting shears invented?
What is it with these questions? What's with Jeopardy all the time with you?
I know.
I'll take BS history for 1,000 Trebek.
You ready? Are you ready? Quit your crying.
The first cutting shears.
First hair cutting shears. Here's your choice.
Oh, it was in the BC times. What was it? The 300 BC during Cleopatra's reign?
You have your choice.
I want Cleopatra to be part of this.
You have your choice. A, 1725, B, 500 AD, C, 1965, or D, 100 AD.
Like officially invented?
Well, that's what they've carbon dated what they found. Well, I just gave you a hint.
I don't know, man. It's got to be. I want to say well, no, you said 500 AD.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 500 AD.
Okay. It's 100 AD.
Okay.
They found it ancient Rome, and it was two offset blades connected by a U-shaped piece of metal, and they used to squeeze it.
The Romans, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
And then what happened
I think it was the Romans that started the the mop top.
The mullet.
It was the Romans started the mullet.
Actually, let me stand corrected. It was the Egyptians that actually started the mullet because the Sphinx has a mullet.
Okay.
But
and then the Romans, because of proximity, it bled over.
Yep.
And then it modernized to become the mop top, which the Beatles popularized.
Yep.
See, this is how you do quiz. This is how I tie everything together.
Whatever.
And because the mullet was such an Egyptian thing, okay, because what was that? They used the cat god Set, I think, or no?
Yeah. I don't know.
The cat god. But yeah. This all somehow comes back to Cleopatra. In the end, that's all I care about.
Okay. All right. You learned something today. That's all that matters. Okay, we're gonna come up to 2024. We're coming forward. 2024.
Oh, then I have no idea what the answer is going to be to this one.
What is in the US the number one selling product right now in 2024? What is the number one selling hair product? Let me wait.
Leave-in conditioners.
No. What is the number one beauty product sold, and it's rated by Cosmify?
Shampoo.
Nope. Company. Give me a company.
L'Oreal.
Nope.
Procter & Gamble.
Nope. This is still an independent company.
This is go. Okay, you got me on this one then. I don't know.
Okay, here's your choices. You ready? Paul Mitchell, Davines,
Paul Mitchell.
GHD, or Olaplex?
Yeah, Paul Mitchell.
Olaplex. Olaplex is the number one selling product line in 2024 still.
How do they beat out Paul Mitchell?
They beat out Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell.
That makes no sense. You got wrong information.
Paul Mitchell, this is by a certified Cosmify, which is a certified ranking company.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it is, right? Because
color me surprised, as the expression goes.
Well, but if you really think about all the marketing that Olaplex has done, and you don't see Paul Mitchell really marketed on the the tiki-taki and all that people, all these young people they're all about what they see on social media.
Yeah, that's fine. I understand that. I'm not against that. I'm not mad about it. I just okay. Yeah, I'm just shocked. Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because if we're going with public or private company and just thinking of the outreach and the popularity and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I just okay.
And plus from what I've seen, I was at a beauty supply house not that long ago. They've expanded the Olaplex line massively.
They're still private. I didn't think. Oh, they're publicly traded, but they're still privately owned.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Here's your last question. What hair product company coined the phrase, "If you don't look good, we don't look good"?
Men's Warehouse.
What hair product company coined the phrase, "If you don't look good, we don't look good"? Here's your choices. White Rain, Paul Mitchell.
Isn't it Purple Rain?
Paul Mitchell, Vidal Sassoon, or Eddie's Riz Hair Company?
So stupid. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna guess it's either gonna be Paul Mitchell or Sassoon. I'm gonna go with Paul Mitchell.
Vidal Sassoon.
Ah,
Don't you remember the commercials with him on it? If you don't,
I don't watch television. That's the problem.
Back in the day,
I really barely like. I went from watching Saturday morning cartoons to nothingness.
What, you should just sit and stare at the wall?
Well, that's going to be a conversation for another day. But yeah, no, my TV time is extremely limited. My television knowledge is extremely limited. What is that called? Like modern pop culture? You know, like when people make modern pop culture references.
Yeah.
Majority of the time it goes right over my head. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got an interesting thing that went on in my world that I need not guidance, but I wanted to bring up here in this forum. I had someone come and they were a referral to me. They were referred from another client, and
Okay.
she's like, she came in all pumped up and she was giving me, the whole, I heard you're awesome, you're the best, blah 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 blah, and I always defer on that because I keep pretty talented company. I mean, all you guys are way more talented than I am, and so I was trying to manage her expectations. You know what I mean? Because they come in all pumped up. You're their friend, their girlfriend. They heard that you're the second coming of hair, of a hair god. And how do you manage those expectations when those people sit in your chair? Because I know your reputation, people sit in your chair and oh, Eddie, I heard you're awesome.
Well, you have a couple of choices. Okay, so you should stay. Okay, this is my personal opinion. This is my personal advice.
How do you handle it? Tell us.
Oh, just me specifically?
Yeah, let's use an example.
I humbly with humor. That's how I handle it.
Okay, you gotta get deeper into that.
Okay, like when getting referred new clients is always nice. It's always fun, right?
Love it, right? We all love it.
That's always a nice feeling. It's always a good thing. The problem is you get the referral because the client who is referring the person they are referring is now happy. They weren't always happy.
Right.
And when the person coming in, that person, the referee, the new person coming in and sitting in the chair, and she's going, "Oh my God, you did my girlfriend Jeanette or whoever, she looks amazing and she talks highly of you and all that good stuff." She's hoping that she's going to look as good as her girlfriend is going to look. Because right now she doesn't feel good or she doesn't think she looks good enough right now, So she has some kind of a problem. And then she's hoping I could be the one to fix it for her. But what she doesn't realize is her girlfriend, Jeanette, when she first came to me, she had a problem herself. And that took time to get her to where she's at now, to looking how she's looking now. So now Pat, you're sitting in my chair. We can get you to that, but that's going to take time. Anyways, that's the issue. Like that really is the thing that a lot of us forget about is this isn't a one and done. This isn't a one chance you're going to get this going. It's going to take visits. It's going to take time. Sometimes it's going to take multiple visits. Sometimes it cannot be done all at once.
Right.
And there's sometimes a disconnect. I think you're talking more about expectation more than anything else.
Well, that was my next comment you just took, from me. Is that I feel it's all about managing that expectation. And develop. And you're right, because most people end up referred to you because they have a problem. There's an issue, and they were told that you could fix it. And yeah, we can, all of us, everybody watching, we can fix issues, but you got to develop a plan with them. And you really got to, like you said, manage that expectation and really, and see, I'm a big, I write everything down because I couldn't tell you what I did an hour ago, you know? So with these clients, when I do their new client card, I also write out the plan right there in front of them. You know, I write it out. This is what we're going to do this appointment. This is what we're, you know, and build it out for them so that their expectations are managed and met. I mean,
so that's where the person being referred, that's their position. That's why they're sitting in the chair. Okay.
right.
When they're talking you up and they're saying, oh, I heard from so-and-so, you know, that's the testimony of that person who referred them, your client, your current client, one of my current clients who referred that client into my chair, right?
Right.
Okay, fine. So I have spent time, I have proven to that current client that I am good, you know, and that I know what am I doing for her.
For most of the time.
For most of the time, you know, now we've built a rapport, we've you know, we have a mutual respect of each other and all that good stuff. The problem is I don't know if I'm going to have that same relationship at that same degree where the person referring you likes me. We may not have that same interaction, or maybe we will. Maybe we'll have it better. Maybe we won't have it as good. I don't know the answer, you know. Beginning, I used to really, really downplay. When people used to compliment me, I used to really downplay it really hard. Really, really, really hard. And only because I just wasn't good with, well, I'm still not good with taking the compliments, but I wasn't, I hated getting compliments. I still dislike getting compliments, but it's better than hating it. You know, I've gotten better, right? So now I'm really focusing on just trying to accept a compliment. Because in one way, shape, or form, I'm using it as a review, as a constructive criticism, as a criticism, whether it's good or bad. You know, in this case, it's good. I'm using it as a review as to how am I doing my job? Am I doing a good job? And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. It's got nothing personal with to do with me, you know, and that was my personal hang up. It's kind of like when people would try to give me a tip. I'd always be like, no, you don't got to give me a tip. You know, now it's like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that you are trying to show me an additional gratitude on top of,
right,
you know, saying thank you for the service I provided you type of thing, right? And that's where the humbleness comes in. You should always remember that we are, some people do it for fortune and fame. Some people are doing it just to pay the bills. Some people are doing it out of passion. Some people are doing it for a combination of multiple things. You know, some people are just doing it to pay the bills and get by. And some people are doing it as a charity. I mean, those are pretty much your options why we do what we do. Okay. So yeah, managing that expectation. Now I've gotten to the point where I do say thank you for the compliment, you know, especially because I'm justifying what the other person thinks of me. And that is correct. Because if I'm being referred by somebody else and they're saying I'm a hair guru or I'm amazing or I'm this, I'm that.
Right.
I work my ass off to prove to that other person that I can do it. And now she is a walking billboard of my work.
Yep.
So you know what? Yeah, you're right. I am that damn good. I did make that person look that good. And it's because that person understood how I operate, under what conditions I'm doing what I'm doing. And for her type of hair, this is what I believe. This is her best look. And she took that, ran with it, and now she's looking good and she's enjoying her life.
I get that.
Can I do this for you? Well, let's talk about this. First of all, I'm going to say things. Maybe you'll agree. Maybe you won't. I'm going to advise you on things. Maybe you're going to like it. Maybe you won't. I'm going to say no to you when you tell me you want things, and that may make you happy and that may not make you happy. I may refuse to do things for you that you want, and that might rub you wrong or rub you right. I don't know where this conversation is about to go. What I will tell you is this: I am willing to experiment. I am willing to try. I am willing to attempt to do your hair, and I will do it with open communication. And as long as you feel that we are moving in the right direction, I will continue to do your hair. And if you don't feel like we're moving in the right direction, then that's totally fine. I will either refer you to somebody else or your choice. Ultimately, it's your choice. You are welcome to try somebody else or go somewhere else altogether.
Right.
And if that is okay with you, and if that makes sense, then let's move forward and let's start doing your hair. And then hopefully one day you'll feel good about me too, and you'll be talking me up to somebody else, and I'll have somebody else referred into my chair.
I don't talk about you to anybody.
I'm just this is how I handle referrals. Like, this is literally my whole opening thing to referrals, because because I think, to me, it quantifies, it reinforces what the person referring me is feeling.
Right.
It still gives me an out to, and because ultimately I have to decide whether I want to do this or not. And the person sitting in the chair, they have to feel good with me too. Like, there is this thing of, oh, wow, I've heard this. I wonder, like, now this person has a mental image of what to expect out of me when they're sitting in, right? I either got to burst those balloons, I got to burst those bubbles, or I got to be on stage and be the imagination of what the person thought. So right. I think that's what you're asking me. I hope that's what you're asking me.
That's totally what I'm asking you. I want to defer to anybody watching. How do you put it in the comments? Just quick little blurb of how you manage expectations for referrals and new clients. I'd be very interested to see how everybody handles it, because we all handle things differently, right? I always
you're way more graceful than I am when somebody sits in your chair for the first time. When they were referred, you're way more graceful about handling the compliments.
I do. I the compliments. I like the compliments. I mean, who doesn't like to be complimented besides you?
It's weird.
I know how you are. I mean, the way we fought over dinner checks. I think that we all handle it a little differently, but for me personally, the way I handle it is I want to meet the expectation, but I also want to manage that expectation, because I mean, if I had a magic wand, I'd have them lined up down the street. I don't have a magic wand, and we've got to do a full consultation. And that's why when it's a new client, I always tell them I do complimentary consultations. I said, please, when you book a consultation with me. Let's sit, let's talk, and and let's develop a plan for your hair, because Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not gonna, every now and then you get lucky, and on your first shot you hit pay dirt, but a lot of times it's a process, and that's the whole thing. Hair is a process, and especially if they're not happy, and correcting what they're not happy about a lot of times does not happen in one shot. True or false?
It's true. You said the word pay dirt. You just reminded me. This is a squirrel moment. Was it Ford Fairlane? Was that the movie with Dice?
Yeah.
You hit pay dirt with you hit something with pay dirt. It was like the radio. It was a line from, I got to look up the movie.
Okay.
It's like it was if the radio station calls you, and if you say the tagline to the radio station.
Oh, right.
You
okay.
said something with pay dirt. You just said pay dirt. Remind me of Dice Clay.
All right, nice. Hey.
So now I got to go look up the movie. I think it was Ford Fairlane. He was an investigator.
So Carm, just roll something shiny across the floor so he'll chase it. God, child. So you brought something up during the quiz that I have to ask you about too. I'm asking you questions today.
Okay. I'll have another squirrel moment. I don't care.
I mean, and it's no great mystery. I mean, you and I are, you cut us and we bleed we bleed all nutrient. Okay. There isn't much that you and I don't know about all nutrient. True or
I
false?
don't know. No. I don't know much.
You know nothing about all nutrient.
I don't know. No. I don't know nothing. But I do know something. But it's not that much of a something.
Okay, so here, let's find out what you know. It's another. We're going to add on to the quiz just 20 minutes later. Okay.
Suck it, Trebek. What was that Saturday Night Live
with Sean Connery? The game is afoot.
Connery.
I'll take anal bum covers for. You mean album covers? Anyway, talk to me about Daily Fix and then microfusion.
Well,
what is with you today?
If you use it daily, it fixes your.
I can't say the words I want to say. We're on YouTube. Okay, let me be a little more specific.
And if it was small, microscopic, what was the Bean movie when he's talking about Whistler's mother?
Are we just going to do movie references for the next half an hour?
I don't know, man.
All right.
What do you want to? All right. So Daily Fix and microfusion. So we have discovered that microfusion tastes better than Daily Fix.
Well, we know this. You've said that.
So this we've discovered so far. So I do know that much. I bet you all Nutrient doesn't know that. And
I would bet that Chuck Frank, who is the genius, mad scientist behind all Nutrient, I guarantee you he's tasted it.
Did he have a Willy Wonka moment?
He is Willy Wonka.
Did he turn to Tony in the lab and go, "The raspberries taste like raspberries"?
Raspberries. Yes, I'm sure he did. Because that's why they have the raspberry freeze spray.
Okay. The kiwi and the raspberry. All right. So all right. So what are we talking about? Daily. Okay. So Daily Fix and microfusion are obviously two treatment products. Daily Fix is the retail version. Microfusion is the salon version.
Right.
So what are we talking about here?
Okay. So I guess my question would be is, I do this and sometimes I feel like because I am a nerd and I've read everything. Sometimes what I do is I'll do the microfusion treatment and then I give them the Daily Fix to take home, because that is the retail part of it. And just to make sure that the keratin amino acids that are in there don't deplete, and we actually keep that elasticity and that strength to that hair. And I guess my question to you is, because you're a little better versed in this, is with the Daily Fix, could you cocktail that with maybe even just with some of the styling products too, or would you use it as a standalone?
Okay. You're talking about layering products. All right. So cocktailing products means, it's a combination of simultaneously using one product with another product.
Right.
A layering product is similar, but different in a way, such as you would put one product on first,
right,
distribute that through the hair, then you would put another product over that one and then distribute that through the hair. And then the conversation be, oh, well, isn't it the same thing? Aren't you just creating another cocktail version of products?
No, it's two different things.
It really is two different things. It really, really is. And I think we need to talk about that first a little bit before we talk about the Daily Fix, because, okay, short, sweet answer. Daily Fix should be, in my opinion, personal opinion, Daily Fix should be layered. It shouldn't be cocktailed.
Thank you. You know what? You put that better than the question I posted, because I feel the same way. That Daily Fix should go on first, and then whatever styling products or whatever your next step is should go on top of that. And like you said, layer it instead of cocktail it. Right? I agree.
Because when you're cocktailing a product, when you're cocktailing multiple products together, whether it's 2 different or 3 different things together, to some effect, and I'm not going to say this perfectly scientifically at all. I'm going to completely ad-lib this and keep it very rudimentary level at best. Okay, you're in essence, you're diluting some of each of the. Let's just stick with 2 different products just to keep it simple. All right. Hey, all right, give me 2 products that are pretty, like, you take the oil. A lot of people will cocktail the oil with the smooth, with the straight, the blowout, blowout cream. Okay.
Yeah, the blowout cream.
Or some people will take the blowout cream, the straight, with the gel. That's another popular combo that a lot of people will do.
Okay.
Some people will even take the gel with the sculpt. It's another popular combo that a lot of people do.
Really?
Yeah, it's fun. Well, okay, well, let me preface by saying the sculpt with the gel, for example, if you're going to be doing diffuser work, or if you have with the texture with a wavy or a curly, and you're going to do like a half dry, half, like, how you half dry the curls and then you let the rest of it air dry, so they get the little scrunchy curly.
Right.
So sculpt with gel is actually a really nice, fun combo for that, And then if you're doing like a proper blowout, 100%, you're going to blow dry the hair straight and smooth. Straight with gel is a fun one. Straight with the oil is another, fun one, for example. So point is, you're diluting a little bit of the one product. You're diluting a little bit of the other product.
Right.
Because now you're creating a combination of the 2. They're making babies, and what you got left over with is, some products are designed to enter deeper into the cuticle than others. Some products are designed to control the surface of the cuticle, which is the cuticle is the outer layer of the hair shaft. So by combining 2 different things together, in one way, you're not allowing each individual product to do what it was intended to do fully to get the maximum effect of it. But in another way, you're getting the best of both worlds.
Right.
And again, a very rudimentary way of saying, I'm not going to get very deep into the science of it. Okay. And that's basically what you're doing. Now, is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Well, it's situational at best, because sometimes, depending on the density of the hair that somebody may have, you may not want the full strength of a certain product. So then diluting it down or cocktailing it or combining it with something else will thin out the viscosity of that product, will thin out the thickness of that product or the heaviness of that product. So then in that case, that's a good thing. You're getting the best of both worlds.
Right.
And then in other cases, certain products are designed to smooth the hair out or enhance the curls or bring volume and fullness. That's what they're designed to do, right?
Right.
And that's what the hair may need in that moment. But then secondary, the hair may also need some level of conditioning, hydration, moisturizing, support of something. And so cocktailing 2 different products together, it feeds the need in that situation, in that moment. But like a product like Daily Fix, it doesn't have any hold to it. It doesn't have any styling effect to it.
It's a leave-in.
It's a leave-in treatment, right?
Conditioner, yeah.
And it wants to heal and mend hair, is what it's trying. Not repair. Let's not confuse the language. Okay.
Right.
It's trying to heal and mend what's available, which means it needs to go on first clean And if you're diluting it by cocktailing it with something else, you're missing the effect of what you're trying to go for.
Right.
So by putting Daily Fix on first and evenly distributing that through the hair, now you're creating a more balanced surface. And then you layer the next product over that and then evenly distribute that over the surface of the hair.
Right.
And then what happens is Daily Fix first filled in wherever the gaps were. Now your secondary product is more evenly going over, and that's going to help allow that product, that follow-up product, to give you the better styling, hold, volume, whatever the other product is that you're using.
Well, right. It's giving you a nice, basically, it's giving you a nice level road for you then to drive down with your other products. 100%. I agree. I agree with that 100%. Daily Fix is for me. I always have people use it standalone, and then put your products over the top of it. And once again, the reports that I get back from my clients is, feel my hair. Oh my God, I can't believe how good this feels.
Yeah.
But because also, I use a ton. I mean, I use it a lot of the microfusion treatment post color, and the elasticity on the hair, especially on my highlight clients. And, I still have some older clients that are double process clients. And actually I use the microfusion to kind of seal in their toners too, because their toners last a lot longer with them, me doing the treatment. And then the Daily Fix, them using it every day, keeps that cuticle closed, keeps elasticity to the hair. Hold on a second, I have to cough. Excuse me.
What do you feel microfusion is doing for the hair? Like you're mentioning, especially post, like microfusion standalone by itself is amazing, but post color, you're mentioning post color or
what microfusion really is doing is it's mending the hair. Like you said, what it really does is the keratin amino acids in it, and then also the moisturizers that are in it. It just brings the hair back to normal, and it gives you a great platform. It's a great finishing move for your color services, whether it be your redheads or your blondes. Would you agree or disagree?
No, I agree with that one.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But then microfusion, that's why it's good for salon treatments.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you can overdose the hair, but you definitely don't want to, just because you got something good, too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing.
Yeah. But see, for me, microfusion and Daily Fix go hand in hand.
They do. Yes, they do.
Okay. They really do go hand in hand. And I think that I mean, by themselves, they're great, but if they go hand in hand, you're really giving your client the opportunity to have the best possible hair they can, with two products that are, I just think they're phenomenal. That they work for me big time. And then geez, I'm stuttering like an idiot today. I've got 6 different things going on in my head. But we'll get into the other Fix products at a later date, because it's part of a system. But those two, the Daily Fix, you should be retailing that to everybody, guys, really. And the microfusion is a great salon sellable treatment, and it's not a lot of effort to do it.
It's not, and it's especially because of the simplicity of both products.
Yep.
They're standalone individual products. They are not a lot of treatments have steps to them. Microfusion is straight out of the bottle. It goes onto the head. The client sits. How long do you usually let your client sit with microfusion?
I actually use the microfusion. It's 15 minutes. And I will put them either under indirect heat or let them just sit at room temperature.
So, it really is that straightforward. It's that simple. Straight out of the bottle, straight onto the hair. You don't have to mix it with anything.
Nope.
Sits, You rinse it right off afterwards. You're done. You don't have to blow dry. You don't have to flat iron. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I see. I do it as a full treatment service. So I will actually take some microfusion, put it in a bowl, and apply it with a bowl and brush. And I take sections, section the hair, and run my fingers through it to make sure that you get a nice even application. And I'm not going heavy in some spots and then like light in other spots. And then I just and I let them sit, and it's huge. I mean,
but that's an optional choice that you're deciding to do. That's not instructions like you have to do that.
No. And that's why I said I turned it into a full.
Yeah, you turned it into a full blown service.
Have I applied it in the shampoo bowl? After squeegeeing out the hair a little bit and applied it and just run a wide tooth comb through it and put a bag on their head and put them underneath the dryer. Yes, I've done that too.
And that's what I do. And that's because it is that simple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you rinse that out and then you're done. The daily fix as well is it comes with a pump.
Right.
So literally the client can control how much they're using. You really only need a pump, maybe two if your hair is a little bit longer or thicker.
Depends on the density.
Yeah, depends on the density of the hair. And then you just run that through, comb it out, you're done. So it really is that simple as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, check it out. On HTB Beauty, or or you're if you are a retailer of All Nutrient,
look into it.
Yeah, add it to your arsenal, because your clients are gonna look at you and go, "Wow, what did you do to my hair? This is awesome."
Yeah.
So we've got a little sticky subject for you guys. This is the first time that me and Eddie are actually gonna get super serious. And it's going to go hand in hand with our motivation. We just recently lost a friend to HTB Beauty, a friend to Eddie, a friend to myself, a great hairdresser, and he passed. And it's hard. It's hard. Giovanni was amazing. The guy, first off, was one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my life. Second off, probably pound for pound, one of the most talented hairdressers I've ever worked with. And actually, he did our intro music. So no matter what, Giovanni's always going to be with us. With that being said, obviously, he's up in heaven right now, and he's probably doing a flat iron right now, or he's doing some amazing color, because the man could color hair. He was fantastic. So they had a memorial service for him this past Sunday.
Yeah, Giovanni Rizzo.
He's on. He did a couple of videos with Eddie, and you can find him on the internet. He was a great hairdresser, but Eddie had an experience. Unfortunately, on Sunday I could not attend, and Eddie had an experience that when he called me and gave it and told me about it, it really made me appreciate the fact of the impact that we all have, especially we hairdressers, and not only with our clients, but also within our community of hairdressers. And I'm going to let Eddie take the story from here. I'll interject from time to time, and go for it.
I pull up to the funeral home, and the parking lot is full. So I did a couple of laps. I thought maybe, there was I don't know. I thought maybe they had multiple things going on at the same time, like multiple services at the same time. So I was kind of confused. And then I drove into the, neighborhood behind the funeral home, and it's just the blocks were it looked like a block party. Like there's just cars there's just cars parked everywhere. So I just found the parking spot in the neighborhood behind everybody else, and I just start walking, and I'm noticing people are just walking towards the funeral home, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're going in the right direction. I get up to the funeral home and there's a line to get in. And I'm like, whoa, what is, like maybe it was closed, maybe it was just opening or something. Like I was so confused. The entire line was just for Giovanni. There was no other services being held at that funeral home. It was all for Giovanni. And the line was from outside, and it was along the wall, and it went into a side room. It went around the side room, came back through the funeral home. This is just in the front entry.
Yeah, I believe it.
And then you get into the funeral room, and it was like a movie theater. They had the ropes, and it was snaked back and forth 4 times. And that was like the side room to the main room itself, where the family was. It took an hour 15 minutes to get in, to go through the front, through that side office room that they opened up, through that side room and snake around, just to get to the front to pay the respect to the family. That is the turnout that Giovanni had. I'm not exaggerating when I say to you, there was hundreds of people arrived to this thing, to the remembrance, or how the celebration of life ceremony. Okay. It was amazing to see. You've got clients, you've got people in the industry, you've got, I guess, family. I don't, you just got people who knew of him. I mean, he was an amazing hairdresser. He owned his salon, so he had staff, so even his staff's clients knew him since he's the owner. He had a product line. So, then people got the benefit of his insight and technology from there. I mean, he's been multiple time world champion in the Hair Olympics. He was inducted into Hair America. I think he was the youngest hairdresser to be inducted into the Hair America organization. Okay, he was on the board with CCA. He worked with that. Like he's in the industry. What he represented was a youthful version of how to do business in modern times, bridging that gap between, he did a lot of speaking events for that as well too. Mm-hmm. The competitive work and the business side of the competitive work, combining that with the artistic side of things is phenomenal. He's so talented. Music was like a hobby for him, but then he even played music like with friends. He made a band and stuff, right? So, he had, they just did that for fun. I mean, the amount of lives that he has individually touched was just is amazing, is inspiring and amazing. Absolutely. We've had him on the Profitable Stylist on Two Guys Chat with Bernard. Mm-hmm. We've had him as a guest speaker on there multiple times at HTB Beauty. We've worked with him on past projects. We had lined up future projects, that we're really excited to work with him on. So just, it's wild, man. It's really wild. And to see that turnout, to stand in line for an hour, 15 minutes to get up there to pay your respects. And let me say, man, that line behind me wasn't getting any shorter either.
Right. I believe that. I believe it.
That was, it was a 4-hour window to come. That thing was full. that line to get up there was full. Okay, that's how huge of a turnout. That's how much of an impact Giovanni had on the world, which is absolutely fantastic and phenomenal to see. Okay, and his family is I mean, they're just good people. They're nice people, and it's I don't life is weird. I don't understand it sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and then they got this expression, the good die young, and it's just BS, man. It sucks. It's stupid. I don't accept it. I don't like it.
Well, but with that being said, a guy like Giovanni and every single one of us that actually do what we do, we touch people's lives every day. And we have the opportunity to really make an impact in people's lives. And you know, on the fact of Giovanni, I mean, what a great guy, a stand-up guy, a really he's what at least someone like myself has always aspired to be like. You know, he never have a bad word to say about nobody.
He always had a positive insight.
Right.
You could vent to him about anything, and he would just be an ear to listen, like a non-judgmental ear to listen to.
Right.
And then he'd hit you with the like the whole motivational segment that we do every week was based on that outlook of, you know, like, okay, the situation happened. Yeah, that sucks. Or you want to just have a bitch fest about it, or where is the good in all of that bad?
Right.
There's got to be a good that comes out of that bad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's
you know what? The fact that I'm going to put a spin on this for you, Eddie. You and myself and everybody involved with HTB and everybody that he came in contact with, we were actually honored by that. And the time that he spent with us, obviously, as you can see, made an impact. And actually, we're better people for knowing a guy like him than if we didn't know him. And I'm gonna close it off at that, because a guy like that deserves the respect that we just showed him, and any other respect that comes his way. And yeah, I think that's where we need to close this off at, because we could go for another hour on this subject. He will be missed, but actually we're very fortunate that we got the opportunity to be creative and know a guy like that. And on that note, we're just going to close you off with, hey guys, make a difference one strand at a time. Really make a difference. We're going to see you guys next week. Please leave us any, you want us to cover anything, or subject you want us to touch on. We take anything you guys got coming our way, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you guys next week.